Mysteries That Refuse to Die, Episode 7. The Lost Flight, Malaysia Airlines MH370. Previously, on Mysteries That Refuse to Die, we traced the vanishing of Brandon Swanson, a young man lost on a dark rural road, his final words echoing through the night. But tonight, we turn our eyes to the sky, a mystery so vast, so chilling, that it captured the attention of the entire world. This is the Lost Flight, Malaysia Airlines MH370. Years have passed, but the questions remain. It was March 8, 2014. Malaysia Airlines Flight MH370, a Boeing 777, departed Kuala Lumpur International Airport at 12:41 a.m. local time. The destination: Beijing, China. On board were 239 people. Passengers, crew, families, and business travelers from more than a dozen countries. The weather was calm. The aircraft was one of the safest models ever built. But just 40 minutes into the flight, as it crossed from Malaysian into Vietnamese airspace, everything changed. At 1:19 a.m., the cockpit made its final transmission. A calm voice said, "Good night, Malaysian 370. Moments later, the plane vanished from radar. Air traffic controllers in Kuala Lumpur and Ho Chi Minh City were puzzled. There was no distress call, no sign of mechanical failure. The plane simply disappeared, mid-air. Military radar later revealed something even stranger. Minutes after contact was lost, MH370 turned sharply west, flying back across the Malaysian peninsula, completely off course. The jet then flew for over 6 more hours, undetected by civilian radar, crossing into the vast emptiness of the southern Indian Ocean. And then, it was gone. Within hours, a multinational search effort began, involving 26 countries, satellites, submarines, and sonar mapping ships. The South China Sea was scoured first, then the Strait of Malacca, and eventually the Indian Ocean, covering one of the largest search areas in history. 4 weeks, nothing was found. No debris, no signal, no clue. Families waited at airports, watching news updates that offered more confusion than comfort. Each day brought new theories: mechanical failure, hijacking, pilot suicide, or even military interception. But there were no answers. Over a year later, in July 2015, a breakthrough came. A piece of aircraft debris called a flaperon washed ashore on Réunion Island, thousands of miles away from the suspected crash site. It was confirmed to be from MH370. In the years that followed, more fragments appeared across the Indian Ocean: Madagascar, Mozambique, and Tanzania. But the main wreckage, and the truth of what happened, remains hidden beneath the waves. The disappearance of MH370 has spawned hundreds of theories, but 3 dominate the debate. Some experts believe the aircraft suffered a sudden decompression or electrical failure, leaving everyone unconscious while the plane continued on autopilot until fuel exhaustion. But if that's true, why did it turn so sharply and deliberately before vanishing? Others suspect Captain Zahari Ahmad Shah, the pilot, intentionally diverted the plane, perhaps as an act of suicide or political protest. Investigations found a home flight simulator with similar routes, but no conclusive evidence of intent. The most controversial theory, that MH370's disappearance was the result of a military incident or geopolitical accident, later hidden by governments. The lack of transparency, conflicting radar data, and secretive early response all fueled public mistrust. No theory explains everything. Every clue opens another question. Behind the global headlines were 239 families, waiting, pleading, and grieving without closure. Mothers who still kept their sons' rooms untouched. Children who grew up without answers. In their homes, the sound of an unanswered phone call still echoes. For them, time has not healed, it has only deepened the silence. By 2018, the official search, the most expensive in aviation history, was suspended. But independent efforts continue, led by private explorers, data scientists, and oceanic researchers. In 2023, new satellite imaging and AI analysis reignited hope, pointing to debris trails deep in the southern Indian Ocean. But as of today, MH370 remains missing. Its final flight path, its last moments, and the fate of those on board, still lost to the sea. A plane vanished from the sky. No mayday. No wreckage. No goodbye. In an age of satellites and technology, it feels impossible. But maybe that's what makes this mystery so haunting. That even in our connected world, something can still disappear completely. Years have passed, but the questions remain. Until MH370 is found, its story will remain one of the greatest and most haunting mysteries that refuses to die. Share your theories in the comments, and join us for the next chilling episode of Mysteries That Refuse to Die.